Oh my
Okay,
God.
okay, so now it's officially on record recording. So,
All right. Enough
uh,
talking about Doc Emmerich and that
yeah, I
shit.
know. Yeah, for now, we will talk
For
about him
now.
for an upcoming episode. Don't worry, we have plenty of stuff. That's yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to this now, I wanted to just offer you a special hello and welcome to our yet to be named podcast. Yeah, it's still very much a work in
We got to think
progress.
of a name.
Yeah,
The no name
basically.
podcast.
Yeah, we were just call it Zay Podcast. Yeah,
or as
unless
or as or as Taz says, here comes the pain.
yeah, or unless if you fans listening into this, if you have an idea for a podcast, no shaming. That's the number one rule, no shaming. If you have an idea, please leave it in the comments below. We'd love to hear your take on what we should be talking about. So
Yeah.
please,
Negative free zone.
yeah. Yeah. And that's another thing I wanted to cover. This podcast will be about stuff that we like. We're going to talk about stuff from hockey, pro wrestling, especially stuff that went on in the Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression Era, and so on. Music, absolutely nothing political. And if you guys start getting political, I'm going to shut the fucking comments off.
Yeah, right.
Oh, actually, do we have rules against cursing? Well, even if we did, I don't give a fuck anyway. So.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, we were just talking about Doc Emmerich taking a shit.
Yeah. Hey, watch your fucking language.
Yeah. Like, what is it? Like, how does that, like, what do you do if you're like Michael Cole and you're sitting there, right? And all of a sudden you're just like, oh man, like, I really got to go to the bathroom. And then they come back from a commercial break and then they're just like, well, we'll take this next commercial break brought to you by Snickers. And then it just goes back to a commercial.
Yeah, I don't know. Or unless they just pan to the hard camera, just have the color commentators chat in for a little bit. But eventually, he would probably get up and you'd see him sneaking away in the background. Or I don't know how that would work. Unless they
Yeah, right.
or unless they just give him a bedpan and they keep it under the table.
He's got like a little porta potty to the side.
But then what do you do if a guy gets power bombed through it with that bedpan underneath it? Like, what would you do?
Oh my God. No wonder why he gets pissed when the announcer table gets broken.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's an even bigger mess. Forget the table debris. He's got bedpan of shit underneath it.
Oh my God. I can't stop laughing. Oh man. Oh, Gatorade. What do we got there?
Yes, we got
Blue Raz.
Frost.
Not a sponsor of the show. Just saying.
It's called Glacier Freeze. Yeah, we can't. We might have to blur that out so we don't get copyright.
Right, copyright information. I'll take the
Yes.
magic wand and just put that up.
And while we're on that subject, folks, this is a non-profit fan-based project. So sponsors, go fuck yourselves. Oh man, that's gonna make headlines, and I don't care.
No, dude, definitely want to talk about the Attitude Era. And I saw this video the other day about the Ministry of Darkness and how they were going in looking for I think it was Vince McMahon and Undertaker and the Brute. Remember the Brute? And they walked into the locker room and I think they were asking for like Vince or somebody. Oh man.
I think I said, like, have you seen Boss Man? No, I haven't. Oh, well, in case you do give him this message, they just beat the shit out. Yes, that's right. I literally saw that. I saw that on YouTube the other day. It was this channel Wrestling Bios where this guy looks back at like different angles. Like he'll look at like the whole Undertaker saga from when he debuted to the end of the streak. They do that with Hogan from the golden age to Hollywood Hulk Hogan to scandal years.
Nah.
But yeah, that was one of the things they came up with the Undertaker. They did a whole section on Ministry of Darkness, Corporate Ministry, American Badass, Big Evil, and then the Return of the Dead Man.
Dude, for some reason I miss American Badass. Like just that song, the Limp Bizkit and everything. I don't know.
Yeah.
There was just something about it. That and the whole like SmackDown era, Yeah,
the SmackDown 6, that was Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Chavo Guerrero, Edge, Rey Mysterio, Kurt Angle, and they all went on to win world championships. That's honestly with Triple H's the Reign of Terror years. They call it RAH, RAHHH. So it's all about the game, not just because it's the theme song, but everything. Like name all the good guys, like Rob Van Dam, Booker T, Kane, Goldberg, Shawn Michaels, even. Oh, we're gonna put a stop to Triple H. Nope,
it was Brock.
Yeah,
you know
Brock
what?
Was
Go ahead.
He was on a SmackDown at the time. No, he declared because originally I think it was supposed to be Brock versus Triple H, but then he's like, you know what? I want to go defend my title on SmackDown, and that's it. And then Triple H gets handed the old WCW championship belt, better known as the big gold belt,
All right.
which changed hands like 20
The
something
world
times.
heavyweight title.
Yeah, changed hands like 20 plus times in like the last 2.5 years of WCW before it folded. Um,
Wasn't
yeah, and
Booker
then
T the first to bring it on WWE or no?
yes, he was. He was on record the last WCW champion.
Yeah. Yeah. I will admit that's one thing I definitely want to talk about the podcast, the whole WCW versus WWE, well, WWF at that time, the
Yeah,
whole invasion. That
the
was awesome.
alliance.
The alliance.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
that
God.
yeah, that's one thing we'll have to do. And ladies and gentlemen, don't worry right now if you're not missing anything yet. Right now it's just kind of a shooting the breeze, coming up with different ideas that we want to talk about. Like behind the scenes, Kevin, you and me, we're gonna go over stuff like the ruthless aggression era, the attitude era. Like each thing will be a different, subject. Like one will talk about DX, one will talk about Steve Austin, and so on. We want to, like right now, this is kind of just, all the stuff we like talking about is kind of blending together, but we're gonna make sure each segment gets its own airtime
Yeah.
for us to
Bro, I'm
address.
surprised you're not rocking a shirt, man. I'm rocking the Suplex City shirt.
Oh, don't worry, still got plenty of episodes. I'll wear my
Yeah, some of
fuck
these
beer, drink beer episode.
there
Sure.
you go. Some of these
Us,
episodes I gotta wear my my flyer stuff.
I'll wear my devil stuff. That'll go well.
No one cares about that.
You know what's crazy?
I
The Devils actually had to pay the Flyers and the Rangers to encroach on their fan territory. You guys are in two different fucking states.
yeah,
I
I
don't
was
want to
gonna
hear it.
say it's nowhere even near the Flyers or the Rangers.
Well, yeah, because all when the Devils came along, it was the whole upper half of Jersey was Rangers. The lower half and a lot of the lower half of Jersey is like still Flyers fans. So we were kind of like in the middle of the two.
No. I will say this: I love going to Prudential, just not when their salesman called me and asked me if I want to become a season ticket holder.
One day at work, I got a call while I was in the bathroom. I was literally taking a piss, and then they're like, "Hey, we want to sell you some tickets." I'm like, "Oh, good, lady." Like, please, I'll
I'm
go
like,
on
this is
StubHub.
yeah, this is why they created StubHub and Ticketmaster, so I could get tickets for free
You know, it's
or cheap.
another good ticket place that a lot of people overlook. I don't know if you've heard of Vivid Seats.
No, I've heard of
Yeah,
Game Time.
that one. Actually, I don't think I've heard of that one. So there, we just educated each other on a brand new ticket vendor.
Yeah, 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 for sure.
Yeah, StubHub and Ticketmaster. They've been pretty good. Who else? SeatGeek, I think, is another one.
Yeah, I never heard of that one.
Well, I taught you two. You taught me one, so I win.
Dude, I was talking to a buddy of mine at work the other day. He's a season ticket holder for the Jets, out of all people. The Jets. Dude, he told me he had to pay 15 grand just to reserve a seat so that he could get season tickets whenever he wants. Just to reserve, you have to pay 15 grand to become a season ticket holder. I'm
And
like,
that
that's
doesn't include
ridiculous.
and that doesn't include the actual ticket itself, right?
No, then you have to pay for your season tickets monthly. He's like, oh, once you're done paying the 15 grand. I'm like, so what you're saying is I basically have to take out a loan or buy a car and then I could get that. And they don't let you sign up for season tickets until it's all paid off. So you have to pay the full 15 grand and then you could pay for season tickets.
That's like 7 of my mortgage payments. That's insane.
It's like, hey,
Hell no.
just open up a mortgage here with 7% interest.
Yeah, if it was for like the early 2000s doing the Patriots, by all means, yeah, but not for a shitty Jets squad. And hopefully they'll get good one day, but they're shit for now.
Yeah, kind of like my Eagles and your Giants. They're not looking too good now.
Yeah, although I will say that this past Sunday we had a pretty strong showing against the Panthers. Like this one play I remember in particular, Jabril Peppers. He's like blitzing the quarterback, like an offensive lineman or whatever hits him. He goes head over heels, gets up, and then still sacks the quarterback. If I have a chance, I'll have to play that video here. And that's one thing I got to figure out too, like how to play something in the corner, like we can react to it like right here and live on the spot.
Yeah, we got to hear some Doc Emmerich famous goals or commentaries here and there. And you know
Yeah,
what? It's a shame that he retired with this whole like COVID thing going on. But I kind of see where he was coming from. Like, it's not the fact that he was like getting ready to hang it up. It's I would be tired of it too. Like, it's just not exciting with the fans there. You know,
yeah. I mean,
you're base.
it's like he should. I feel like if he had waited one more year, he could have called Tampa's recent cup. Like that was awesome. It's basically for the Tampa, it was like a do over, but it's not really because it's still another Stanley Cup they can add to their legacy now. It's like it's like the big moment they didn't get to have last year, and fucking Blake Coleman. Of course, when he leaves the Devils, he goes and wins a cup.
Yo, you know what? I want to know how Joe Buck, out of all people, right? The guy is broadcasting a football game, and then the next day he's broadcasting the World Series. Like, does he just not sleep? Like, does he get in a plane and just like go? He's got like his own private jet, lands, goes to sleep for like 2 or 3 hours, wakes up, calls a game, and then like the next day he's in like another state or city calling a football game.
I don't know. I mean, what game was he calling? Was it probably it was
He just did yesterday's game, the Cardinals and Packers, which that came down to a late interception, and then isn't there a World Series game tomorrow? Game 2 or 3? I haven't been following the World Series.
I think there is. I think if it was Houston, then it makes sense because I guess Arizona and Texas are pretty close
Yeah,
geographically, so that would make sense. But yeah, I mean, and it's not like he's recording from a remote studio. He's like live there.
yeah.
I wish he showed that kind of enthusiasm when David Tyree made the helmet catch. It is caught by Tyree. I felt like I was listening to that concussed turtle from Finding Nemo. It's like, whoa. That's
Crush. Whoa,
yes, Crush.
dude.
And he was like, whoa.
He definitely has his favoritism when it comes to games, right? Because you could tell he doesn't like the Eagles, he doesn't like the Giants. God forbid he says something about the Cowboys. Like the whole world will come to that. And it's like, bro, you gotta like mix it up.
Yeah,
And it was called by Deshaun Jackson.
I think he likes I feel like he's a Cardinals fan because like St. Louis Cardinals, because didn't his father used to call that team?
Oh, I don't know.
So I know Jack Buck, his dad, was a commentator as well.
I don't know.
I heard that. Did you hear me burp? I tried to.
Nah.
Okay, good. I'm trying to keep it like appropriate.
PG. God forbid it becomes PG-13. You don't want to be censored.
Yeah.
For bodily functions. Yeah.
Or canceled, even worse.
No, I like Chris Collinsworth and Mike McCarthy. I think they're still the best for Sunday Night Football. It's just like hearing legendary name or Al Michaels. Yeah.
We don't mention Mike McCarthy. You know who Mike McCarthy is? You want to know who he is? The fucking Cowboys coach. And it sucks. Although I did respect him on the Packers, but I like Collinsworth is. I like his voice. He's like very mellow. He kind of reminds me of like a Matthew McConaughey a little bit, right? Like that very chill kind of like Southern voice. He was a tight end, right? I think Collinsworth.
Nah, he was a wide receiver for the Cincinnati Bengals. You're thinking of Dipka. Dipka was a tight end. He's the only player and coach in NFL history to win a Super Bowl as a player and as a coach for the Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Yeah. That was the year before the Giants' first one. We ripped apart the Broncos in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was nice that the Eagles got to have Chris Collinsworth and Al Michaels call Super Bowl 52.
Yeah, we had. So I know that 42 was Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, fucking Cowboy. Yeah, the only Cowboys win he'll ever get to celebrate again.
Yeah. That's okay.
No,
they haven't won anything in 32 years, but go ahead.
Yeah, but no, it's okay. No, Aikman, he's got, Aikman's okay. He's got his rings. I think he quit early because of concussions, I think it was.
Yeah, he was getting up there. I think he had some back problems too. Not 100% sure on that.
But it's sad because you can kind of tell when he's on commentary. You can tell like he's still kind of like feeling the effects of it because like remember he was from like the hard hitting era that like a lot of the guys today would not survive in. Like imagine like Baker Mayfield playing in like the old school NFL. You get knocked the fuck out.
No, no. Well, what do
Because
you
you,
call it? Did you see what's his name? JJ Redick, basketball. He said something, what was it, the other day, how like players of the old era are saying that they would be able to ball in this era, and that the players of this era wouldn't be able to ball in like back then, like 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. And he's like, no, we would be able to do that. They wouldn't be able to play in our league. I kind of feel that way against like football and hockey. Like I feel like today's generation in hockey, like don't get me wrong, there's a lot of good hockey players, but I don't think they would ever come to match of like the old school players that we were like used to grow, Scott Stevens, Eric
yeah,
Lindros. There were just so many, Wayne Gretzky, like so many
yeah.
greats. And like, I'm not saying that the players of today's generation are soft. I'm just saying back then it was like an all out brawl when you watched
Oh my God.
hockey.
Yeah, like imagine like one of today's quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes. So imagine him going up against like a early career Ray Lewis or even Lawrence
Yeah.
Taylor.
Yeah. The same thing with, what do you call it? If you turn on a game from like the 90s in hockey, like a Rangers game or even a Flyers game, or like an first couple years the Devils were out, and compare that to a game nowadays and like how fast paced it was back then compared to now,
Yeah,
it's
because
crazy, dude.
yeah, and the goal trapezoid, which is stupid, which has nothing to do with Marty Brodeur being good. Oh, it's a tennis match. You dump the puck in, the goalie throws it out. Yeah, no shit. He's a fucking the last line of defense before the net. You fucking garbage
Right,
ass bastard.
right. And then they would say, oh, well, this person wasn't a good player because they did X, Y, and Z. Or like,
Oh,
didn't the Devils did the whole mid trap or whatever, or what it was
yeah,
called?
neutral
Yeah.
zone trap. Yeah,
Neutral zone trap, yeah. And I'm sure they got shit on for that as well.
yeah. I mean, it helped us get 3 cups, so it couldn't have been the worst thing. But I think, like they wanted like a more action-packed style game and like to see more scoring. But we got beat, a lot of times with the neutral zone trap. I mean, it's just a matter of like sealing off the player. But if you get a fast skater, he cuts through there on a breakaway, bam, there it's in the back of the net.
Yeah, yeah. That and what else? I also feel like if you turn on an old school football game too, compare that from now till back then. There's no comparison in terms of like how just brutally like bad the game was. Like in terms of hits, like before they came out with like concussion protocols and had helmet to helmet contact.
Yeah, let
I
alone
was
even
do
diagnosing concussions. It was you see guys do like helmet to helmet hits like they're playing like Blitz the league or something. It was
yeah.
it was super hard hitting. Yeah, like what was didn't you guys have the Eagles? It was what is it called, the body bag game where like you like eight Redskins, like, or no, we can't say that now. 8 Washington football team players carted off on stretchers.
Yeah, something like that. That
Yeah,
was
you
a
guys like
long time ago.
yeah, I think you guys won that game. It was the shitty thing is like some of those like memorable games, like they're shitty for certain people because maybe your team is on like the losing side of it, like the two Miracle at the Meadowlands games, which were amazing, but not for us because we had the game won and we completely blew it.
The best is when Tom Coughlin said to the punter, "Don't punt
Oh
it
yeah,
to Deshaun, just punt it out of bounds." And what does he do? He punts it to Deshaun.
yeah. I think the only saving grace for me in that moment was that I heard that Deshaun Jackson call. I heard it on the radio rather than watching it live.
Oh man,
So it was like, I spared like my eyes the pain, but my ears heard the whole damn thing.
that was a good one.
Yeah,
I
that
still kind of
was
I still kind of miss the old Giant Stadium, even though I was never in that stadium. It was always good watching like a Sunday night football game from the old Giant Stadium and seeing the old, what was it, the Toyota sign.
yeah, I was just gonna say that was I think my favorite element of the whole stadium. It's just a bam, Toyota is like right there, and then
Yeah.
there's like a trademark. And I mean, I don't necessarily think it needed to go. I mean, yeah, I still like refer to the new MetLife. I still refer to it as Giant Stadium because Giants were there first and Jets moved in after.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of stadiums that like the Vet or the Giant Stadium, things like that, where they didn't have to like knock down or Jerry World. Like, come on, you had to make a stadium, 10 times bigger than the one that you already had. It's like, come on, what are you doing?
You know who was the first team to win in their new stadium, right?
Oh,
The first team to win in the new Cowboys stadium.
oh, the Giants. Yeah, that was a Sunday night football game
Yeah, a
or
late
Monday.
field goal. Yeah, late
Yeah,
field goal, which is the one thing that's been killing us a couple games this season. We should easily right now be 4-3 at least, but we're 2-5. So the hell are we gonna do?
yeah. I don't know what's bad, watching your Giants or watching the Eagles can't even run an offense up and down the field. And then our defense plays so soft and they play so off the ball. It's like, why even bother? You already know if it's like 3rd and 5, the team's just going to get another first down.
Yeah, or the worst is what the Giants do. If it's 3rd and 12 or third and like more than 10, it's like, oh, shotgun handoff. What the fuck do you think's gonna happen? You're gonna get stopped at the line of scrimmage and punted anyway. At least like take a chance.
Yeah. They're like, oh, they're playing zone. Maybe we have a chance to run it up the middle.
I'll never
Oh.
understand some of these things.
It's like, have you ever sat in front of the TV and you just said, what happened to like football fundamentals? Like, oh, it's 3rd and 2. Okay, let's run the ball, try to get a first down. But you're like, no, you're going for Hail Mary passes like down the field, or like these like crazy screen plays and stuff like that. It's like, okay, we'll catch them off guard. Don't worry.
Yeah, or sometimes I see the team do like the fake punt or something on their own side of the field. Like
Nah,
it's like, what are you doing? Like if that goes wrong, you're giving up, really good field position.
nah.
Like punt it to like the 20-yard line and get out of bounds if you have to, but like don't turn it over on your side of the field.
The Eagles went for an onside kick on what was it, Sunday, thinking that they're going to catch the Raiders off guard. Meanwhile, the coach can't even call like a whole game of like offense. Like we were the first ones to score. We were up 7-0, and then after that, it was just like we couldn't do anything. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like you have a couple of good plays, you have a solid drive, you get the lead, and then you just stop playing. I feel like
no,
that's like the common theme with the Giants. It's like we're playing really well, and then it's just done.
that's okay. Every year they're like, oh, the Eagles have the best offensive line, and then after 3 games, all of our offensive line is out, injuries. The only starter, Jason Kelsey. That's it.
Yep. Who the fuck knows, man? It's
Yeah, can't see
like
that one coming.